on Christmas Eve in the United Nations. Tony was gone, but $5 million were spent, and reforms were hard to find. And so one more time, Tony, the red-nosed S-G, didn't like to talk to press, but if you try to ask him, you'll find yourself in a mess. Then one blurry Christmas Eve, the budget fight was on. They turned around to find Tony, but Tony was long gone. Okay, here we are. It's Christmas Eve, 2017, and Inner City Press is covering the UN budget. $5 billion going out the door, slightly reduced by $166 million. It went till 2:30 a.m. yesterday, and it's beginning at 10 a.m. in a few short minutes, well, 30 minutes today. And we're here covering it. We thought we'd stop in first on the press floor as they called it, but it's quiet as a mouse. Of course, Akbar al-Yam, the Egyptian state media, to which the Department of Public Information under Alison Smale has awarded and maintains Inner City Press's office, is not here. They're never here, even during the Jerusalem vote. It's a total fraud. Absolute fraud. By the way, Alison Smale, as we speak, this is just a foreshadow of issues we may have in terms of getting to the GA to do our job. Very concerned with Russian artists today, extremely. Hasn't found time to answer a simple petition for due process for investigative press submitted in September, but extremely concerned about these Russian artists and Germany and Angela Merkel and, sustainable development goals. All right. We've had 30 minutes, so we're actually editing a video of yesterday's proceedings. It should be, it's one of those kind of long form. It's an Inner City Press special. Now, the Security Council was a true hotbed of action in the recent days. There was Jerusalem, then it went to the GA, and then there was North Korea on Friday, 15-0, but with a last-minute change, so that the people voting on it didn't really know what they were voting on. What? Half an hour? We're told to come half an hour before photo ops on the 38th floor, for which we receive, of course, threats from DPI's Mar Nasser, but half an hour before a $5 billion meeting, we got nothing. We got nothing. So we're going to have to go it alone. We're going to have to somehow, we don't want to break any rules. These guys are real sticklers. They have no rules, but if they can accuse you of breaking a rule, we're now locked in. Wait a second. We came to get a minder, and we're now trapped. Let's see. We can't get out. Our pass doesn't work. Oh my God. I'm not actually joking. What a fraud. What a scam. The journalists come to the required minder position 30 minutes before a $5 billion meeting to find the door locked and then impossible to get out. This is a new level of Kafkaesque disgust at the United Nations. Let's see. Let's go another route. I think our broadcast may break off here. Hang on a moment. Let's end it before... Okay, well, to be continued. Okay, we're here. $5 billion are about to be voted on by the United Nations. To get here, we had to get a minder, who we're leaving off screen because it's not their fault. How absurd this is. Any other journalist could just swipe through and come here, but because the UN is so afraid of the cover of its own corruption, they've created any number of barriers. Hey, look. Hello. $5 billion. I've got to be here. Okay, this is it. This is the portion about the Fifth Committee. This is probably our last Periscope on the budget. Light it up like a Christmas tree. Light up the Fifth Committee like a Christmas tree. I plan to outline in detail my priorities for the resumed part of the 72nd session. Let me once again thank you and wish you all well-deserved holidays. The meeting is adjourned. Come on now. Wait a second. Wait a moment. Hey, they went without ornaments. Something new. Okay, here we go. The budget has been passed. $5 billion. Antonio Guterres, not here. Therefore, this Christmas carol, sung in an otherwise empty United Nations. How are we going to do it? I guess we'll go with the Sustainable Development Goals. Why not? Why not? Or actually, we'll go over there. Sorry for all the lead up. But we just came up with it in a booth and we were a little bit constrained. So the tune's about to begin. Then we might cut it again without this preamble. Maybe we'll do it on our way out. This should work pretty well, I think. Yeah, why not? Very cool. Is that going to show the UN behind? Sure. It chooses how it wants to do it. This should work pretty well. Okay. And a 1 and a 2. Yeah. Isn't it, though? Let's see. We'll do it this way so this stays out of the way. All right. Tony, the red-nosed S-G, didn't like to talk to press, but if you try to ask him, you'll find yourself in a mess. Then one blurry Christmas Eve, the budget fight was on. They turned around to ask Tony, but Tony was long gone. Tony was over in Lisbon, robo-tweeting out his gifts. Nah, we got to work on some more. Anyway, the song is that. Tony the Red-Nosed S-G. You've heard it. Here. On Christmas Eve in the United Nations. Tony was gone, but $5 million were spent. And reforms were hard to find. And so one more time. Tony the red-nosed S-G didn't like to talk to press, but if you try to ask him, you'll find yourself in a mess. Then one blurry Christmas Eve, the budget fight was on. They turned around to find Tony, but Tony was long gone. Tony the red-nosed S-G really didn't accomplish much, but he lets those scribes sell him, and so they praise him far too much. All right then, c'est fini.